I was not prepared or expecting this to be held together by what looks like a melted fruit roll-up. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day. Remember like a little bit ago when I opened up 8 BoxyCharms all at one time and I decided it was a really bad idea to do videos like that? Well, today we're doing another video kind of like that, but also slightly different. So that's good, right? Also, today's video is sponsored by Audible, which I'll be talking a little bit more about later on in the video. But for now, let's go ahead and get on into my little stack of the Glow Addict Beauty boxes. Now, they must have gone through some like changes in their outer shipping boxes within the past couple months because like a couple of them are the same, but the rest of them are all like different, but they're the same box. I bet you're wondering if any of these boxes are actually from this month, and I too am wondering the same thing. And yeah, I guess we'll find out along the way. So I'm gonna go for one of the regular looking boxes. This is what I'm used to receiving from Glow Addict. This is a monthly beauty subscription. You get 5 to 7 full and luxury size. I don't know what I mean exactly by luxury size. I'm guessing like deluxe size. It is $18.99 for each box, but I do believe you have to pay for shipping, which brings it up to like 25 smackaroonies or something. So like almost the same price. No, actually the same price as BoxyCharm. Also, this is an eyebrow trimmer, not a box cutter opener, but it does the trick. All right, so the very first box here, I don't know if there's any cards that are gonna tell us what months. I'm not seeing any evidence of that, so we'll just have to go with it. All right, so the very first thing in here, which they must have had some type of deal the past couple months with subscription boxes, because I'm pretty sure like I've received a couple of these in boxes. This is a color switch duo from Veramona, and it's an ingenious little tin with like a sponge on the inside, but it makes it really easy to like switch out your colors on your eyeshadow brushes, like, you know, while you're doing your eyeshadow. The next thing we have in here is from, oh, Medusa's makeup. That takes me back, way back in the ye old days. I used to do unboxings of Medusa's makeup, like monthly subscription thingy. So this is from Medusa's Makeup. They are a vegan and cruelty-free brand. This is the Sweet Cheeks Double Dare Blush. Wow. Yowza. Okay, so this is the blush. It is a hot pink, like hot pink. This is probably more fuchsia than I would go. Like just a little like tinge of more fuchsia than I would go. But if you're into very colorful blushes, that might work for you. The next thing we have in here is from Lash Boom. This is the High Volume Mascara. And I cannot say that I've ever tried or even heard of anything from Lash Boom before, but the results on the back look pretty outstanding. Almost a little too good. That looks slightly like a false lash to me, but you know. Speaking of false lashes, we have my true arch nemesis in just a magnificent form here. They're quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Big. I literally can't think of any other creative word for big, but they're big. So we have a pair of lashes here that are quite full and voluminous. These are from Venus Gale Cosmetics, and they were kind enough to include one of these tiny little vials of eyelash glue in here. I'm sure I will lose this instantaneously as soon as I set it down. Just disappears into the void. And then the very last thing we have in here is from Ruby May, and it's a brand that we receive actually a lot in Glow Addict. This is the Hashtag Brights 8 color eyeshadow palette, and I bet this is gonna go along very well with that blush we got. Oh buddy, looks like a pack of Crayolas. Yeah, these are incredibly bright. I'm getting kind of like an 80s vibe or like a festival rave. Alrighty, so that was everything in the first box. There was no like little card or anything that tells you like pricing. So I can't exactly tell you guys how much this stuff is actually worth. But what I can tell you is that I'm very thankful that today's video is sponsored by Audible. As I'm sure you guys know, Audible has like a ton of audiobooks for you to choose to listen to. Right now, I personally am listening to Failure is an Option, written and narrated by H. John Benjamin, aka Bob from Bob's Burgers, which makes listening to it just like even more fun and entertaining. It's really great because you can download titles and listen to them anytime, anywhere. I personally really like listening to audiobooks like in my downtime, which I seem to have like an exorbitant amount of right now for some reason. And since a lot of us are currently spending much more time at home, Audible is now giving existing members the ability to download all of the Audible original selection along with one free audiobook of your choice. Members also have unlimited access to guided wellness and sleep programs, which is super great. Audible has also launched audible.stories.com, where anyone, anywhere can stream hundreds of titles completely free with absolutely no strings attached. You don't need to be an Audible member to have access to these titles. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to sign up. You don't need need to log in. You don't need to do literally anything besides like click, stream, and listen. If you would like to give Audible a try, go to www.audible.com/Alexandria Ryan or text Alexandria Ryan to 500-500 to get 1 free audiobook, unlimited Audible originals, and a 30-day free trial. And thank you again so very much to Audible for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead, dig on into the second box here. Oh, I've lost my eyebrow trimmer. And again, this one doesn't have a card in it, so I can't tell you guys what month it's from. I could tell you guys what month it was from if I was like good at doing this after all these years, still somehow struggling. All right, so the very first thing in here is Glam Babe from Trend Beauty. Oh, and this is a much more muted palette than the last one that we just saw. There's a couple little pops of colors in there, but for the most part, it's like some neutrals. I look pretty like shimmery and shiny. Ooh, it smells like a Foot Locker. Like not in the way that it smells like feet, but you know that like that rubbery scent of like shoe. Okay, so the next thing in here is a tiny little glittery thing. And by that, I mean a bottle of glitter. This is actually from Glow Addict, and I'm assuming this is just cosmetic grade little glitters. So hopefully this is like eye safe and you know, it won't like blind you and scratch your corneas if it gets into your eyes. I so badly just wanted to like and let it go everywhere, but I also don't want to be cleaning up glitter for like the rest of my existence. They are not the kind that dissolve. Oh, okay, so the next thing we have in here is actually from Tarte. This is a Tarteist lip paint in the shade Front Row. So that's pretty nice to have something from like a more well-known brand like Tarte in one of these boxes. Smells like Tarte's lip paint. It's also a pretty shade. I like those little doe foots that have that little swoop in them too. It hugs the lips real good. Okay, the next thing we have in here is from Beauty Creations, and these are Unicorn Tears Liquid Highlight. It actually looks quite similar to like Unicorn Blood if you're familiar with the Harry Potter series, and in that case we have an issue. And the very last thing in here is just like the cutest little can of tiny little blenders. Oh, and this is from Yas Glitters Cosmetics, spelled with 2 A's and 2 S's because how else would you spell Yas? They actually don't feel too bad. I was expecting them to feel like really kind of like hard and silicone-y, but they're quite spongy, so I'm sure with a little bit of water you can make them grow nice and big. I personally am not the biggest fan of tiny little sponges like this because well, 1, I lose them, and 2, you just can't really do much with them. I know you can like poke around your eyes and stuff, but I just do that with a large sponge. All right, and with the exception of these non-edible little packing peanuts here, which we discovered together, that is everything in the second box. It's an okay box. I do like seeing like some stuff from different brands in it, and then also getting something from like Tarte, a more well-known brand. Alrighty folks, let's go ahead and move on into the rest of the bags we have here. I don't know why I just slipped into that unusual non-existent accent. Anyway, so the very first one, not the very first one, this is number 3. What am I doing? The third one that we're gonna get into is this very shiny package. Very attention grabbing, also very sticky. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was not prepared or expecting this to be held together by what looks like a melted fruit roll-up. And it disturbed me when I first saw it. First I thought, is that my blood? And then secondly I thought, if it's not my blood, whose is it? But it's no one's. It's just some sticky stuff. God, I wonder if fruit roll-ups could be so strong. All right, so everything is like individually wrapped. Oh, and this time we actually do have a little card. Oh, okay. So on the back here it says, we are relaunching our boxes. We decided to change things up for Glow Addict. We can't wait to show you our new boxes in April, meaning that this one is from March. All right, so we have a little stack here. The first 2 things I'm seeing are little brushes. Ooh, these actually feel pretty decent. These are from the brand Be Bella. We have an oval shadow and a blender brush, and these actually do feel pretty decent. I like the shape of this blender as well. Okay. The handles on these feel pretty good as well. They don't feel like super lightweight. Next thing we have here are some little eye boomerangs. These are from Grace and Stella. It's like an energy drink for your eyes is what they say. They're nice and goldy, and when you mush them, they look kind of well, gross actually. So we have one little set of those. Next thing we have in here is another eyeshadow palette. This is from Steb? I'm not 100% positive. They mix with fonts. It could be Steb, it could be St3. I have no idea. But this is the Party Away palette. It is supposed to be a 9-pan shimmer palette. This one smells less of Foot Locker. So it's a very interesting color assortment. Again, kind of seeming like a little 80s-ish to me. I'll probably pass along a lot of these palettes to other people, so I don't want to swatch them because I don't want to like dig my little fingies into them if I'm going to be giving them away. The next thing we have in here, is this another palette? Oh, okay, so this is a highlighting palette. The packaging on this is actually really cool. This is from Okalon Natural Color. Ooh, it's like iridescent or something. That's really cool. I like the graphics on the front of this. I think that's very different, very unique. I don't know why I think that's so funny. Okay, so here is the palette on the inside. Interesting layout. I don't know why though. This shade here is called Sassy Grape, and that just got me for some reason. Very interesting colors for highlight options. We have like a white, purple, this one's called Butterscotch, then there's like a pink and a brown. Definitely not like your classic highlight colors, but yeah, that's interesting. And then the very last thing in here, we got a little bottle of, oh, ooh la la, fancy. There's gold in it. Oh. Okay, so this is from 24 Karat Gold Rich Snitch CBD oil primer. Wow, there's a myriad of things going on in this primer. So apparently this is CBD. It also has like gold leaf floating through it. I wonder what it smells like. I've never smelled anything with less of a smell before. Oh, not even when you shove it up your nose does it have a smell. So yeah, there we go. That is very interesting. We do have a little card this time that tells us about the prices for everything in this box. So let's go ahead and figure out how much this stuff is worth. I thought so. Okay, so the Millennial Butte 24 Karat Gold Primer Oil is $58. I expected this to be pretty expensive. Then we have the Steb. It is Steb. Party Away palette, which is $19.99. The Bee Bella brush, which is $3.99. The other Bee Bella brush, which is $4.99. The Oakland Natural Warm Highlight palette, which is $10. The Grace and Stella 24 Karat Gold Under Eye Mask, which is $5, bringing the total to $101.97. So it's not like the worst value ever for like a 20-something dollar box, but you know, things like BoxyCharm, typically you do. What was I even saying? You do standardly see a little bit higher value than that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to this box here. We have a different outer packaging. This is kind of pretty. It's got like some little gold swishes. Why can't I say gold today? Gold. Oh, this one almost looks like it has kind of like a theme to it. Looks very spa-like on the inside. I am now quickly picking up on another theme. Yeah, go ahead and see if you're able to pick up on the theme with me here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very easy. So we have something from Millennial Butte made with hemp. These are reusable under eye wipes, or I don't actually think it specifies under eye. I'm pretty sure you can use these like all over your eyeballs, but you know. There are those. The next thing we have here is also from Millennial Butte. Oh, I'm fairly certain that's supposed to say Millennial Beauty. It's that daggone accent mark over the E. It gets me every time. I think it's Beauty. Millennial Beauty. These are the Daily Greens CBD Face Oil. There is some mysterious settlement over here on the side. I'm assuming that's the greens. Ooh, oh my gosh, that smells delightful. I was not expecting that at all. I thought it would smell like kind of, but no, that actually smells really, really good. Then the next thing we have in here is a Blushing Babe CBD Rosy Lip Cheek Balm, also from, and you guessed it folks, Millennial Beauty. It's just like a nice pale pink. Well, what do you know? We found something that is not from Millennial Beauty. This is a Shimmeritizer Natural Alcohol Shimmer Infused Lotion. Very interesting. This looks like a handmade craft. Like something you would go to like a craft fair, like a Girl Scout craft fair and like purchase from a Girl Scout. It sounds very liquidy to be lotion, so this should be interesting. Oh, that is definitely alcohol. Flammable due to high alcohol content. You don't say. I don't really understand what's happening here. I don't see how it's a lotion if there's that much alcohol. There's 95% natural alcohol in here, which is supposed to like, doesn't that dry out your skin? Maybe there's some science that I just don't understand because that wouldn't be shocking to anybody. Oh, yep, it's just liquid. Do they mean hand sanitizer? I'm gonna assume this is supposed to be hand sanitizer, shimmery hand sanitizer. I don't know where they're getting lotion from, why that's even in the title. Wow. But hey, hand sanitizer, can't go wrong with that right now. And then the very last thing we have in here looks like another palette maybe? I really hope I don't get demonetized for this. I'm gonna be very upset if this box of stuff gets me demonetized. This is a Sotiwa. I thought this might be like an entire Millennial Beauty box, but instead it's just a very green box. Ooh, these colors are actually really pretty though. In real life, they're a more like rich, muted, like mustard and green. But I think they're really pretty. All right, so that was an incredibly different and unusual, and I'm not sure, just very different box. It's weird to go from like regular eyeshadow palettes and little blenders and glitter to like everything is hemp. But anyway, let's go. You know what? My hands are kind of soft. What kind of magic is that weird like 95% alcohol lotion? How'd they do that? Anywho, let's go ahead and open up this box here. Not sure what the inner packaging is gonna look like. I think this might actually be from this month because this was like the newest one that I received. So let's hope. Okay, well this one didn't come in like any type of new fancy box, so maybe they are still working on like putting those together, but it does look like there's some interesting stuff in here. The first being this tube. This is from 1520 Beauty. It's like a paper tube, and part of me just assumes this is like a glitter bomb, and glitter is just gonna explode all over my room as soon as I open this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh. Scared me. Okay, so it's actually just an eyeshadow brush. That's a little bit of like intense packaging for one singular eyeshadow brush. This is the E07. It's like a little shader. Feels pretty decent, not too bad. All right, so the next thing we have in here are a pair of lashes, my mortal enemy. These are from Nina Fresha Cosmetics, and yeah, they're $4.20 somewhere, apparently right now, because I'm very prepared. These are also a pretty big, intense pair of lashes with very interesting outer packaging. The next thing we have in here is from Oaklawn Cosmetics. This is a black eyeliner because you can't go through 5 subscription boxes without getting at least one liquid black eyeliner. So this is the same brand that the little highlight palette was. I don't want to open this quite yet because I've been receiving a lot of liquid black eyeliners in my boxes, but it sounds like it does this, so you know, there's that. We have another little pot of glitter here. This is from Naked Cosmetics, and this time it is just a shiny little silver dusting of glitter. And then the very last thing in here is actually a quite large eyeshadow palette. This is Deep Eyes. I think I know what they mean by like deep eyes, like maybe like looking deeply into somebody's eyes, but the very first thing I thought of was my deep under eye circles. Probably 2 different types of people. Anyway, so this is the Perfect Stylist Eyes 24 color eyeshadow palettes. Oh, I feel like I know exactly what they're going for in here, and I feel like you guys probably do too. Does this not look like something Too Faced would put out during one of their holiday collections? Like, this screams, it's shouting at me, Too Faced. And is that a daggone Christmas tree? Alright, so here is the palette. I've never seen anything more Too Faced in my life than maybe besides something that actually came from Too Faced. There are a lot of like very pale colors in here, a lot of very similar colors. I feel like there's so many conflicting things happening in this packaging. We have like the lovers with their bicycle in Paris, we got a Christmas tree, we got some like flowers in a circle, we have snowflakes in the background. There's a lot of things going on here. Anyway, so there is that palette. Because the highlighting palette from the last box was like 10 bucks, I can't imagine this being more than like $13, $14, $15, somewhere around in there. Maybe like 18 or maybe 20. So yeah, that was everything in the 5th and final box. I think that box was from this month, or at least it showed to my door closest to the time that I'm filming now. So that, you know, I'm just kind of confused. I think these boxes are a little bit strange. Like, it goes from very normal, kind of putting in some unknown, more maybe indie brands, then all of a sudden we just like have everything is CBD, just the everything is CBD. But then we have like a random Tarte thing. I don't know. It's a very interesting assortment of items. I would 100% be interested in hearing your all's feedback on these boxes. I just think they're kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, that is all I have, you guys, today. Thank you so very much for watching. Please go ahead and consider subscribing if you would not mind. It would mean the absolute world to me. Also, again, thank you so very much to Audible for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!